All right, so we're gonna work on a bit of a recap here about your home routine. This is going to be for that nagging pain that we've been working on. Just started up today. Remember, we're going to work on it 4 times and see how we do with it. This is for that right pain you're getting in the lower back. Remember, what we talked about is that you're dealing with some dysfunction in the sacroiliac joint, and then some associated muscles around it, so the hip and the lower back. So let's give you a routine to do to alleviate this. Now, I want you to understand that initially this effort you're putting forward, it's not going to provide the same relief that we had acquired in the office today. However, if repeated and consistent with it, it's going to eventually create a long-standing decrease, hopefully, in what you're dealing with. So we're going to start off really basic today. So let's go over it without further ado. What I'm going to do on the email is just provide you with the amount of repetitions and how often you should do it. So we're going to make this video a little bit shorter than it has to be. So the initial motion we went over is a sitting exercise, getting towards the edge of a seat. Your feet are going to be placed outwards, so not straight ahead. You want to place a little bit of a turn of the toes outwards. So instead of this, if they were on the floor, they're going to be turned out like this. So slightly turned out, the legs spread somewhat apart. You're going to want to provide yourself a bend down towards the floor. Getting down towards the end point, you also want to reach the head forward as well. And then a slow return back up. On the upswing, you're going to want to engage the gluteals. So squeeze the butt cheeks slightly for 2 seconds. And once again, re-engage. And a forward bend, head down, come back up, engage the glutes. This is going to be a repetition throughout a certain time throughout the day. Next, we've gone over a standing exercise where you're going to take your hands, remember the W, you're going to place that W in a split on the legs on both sides. So more on the outside of the legs, and you're going to provide a bend downwards. Now, with this bend, what you want to try to do, you want to try to keep the belly tight, and as you do bend, you want to notice that I'm trying to bend as much as I can through my backside as possible. So my knees aren't really bending so much. So when you get to the end point, you want to slide back up. Using the glutes, you want to try to engage those. It's that push through your heels that's going to help you get upwards the easiest. Last one we went over. Sitting once again, you want to try to get the opposite knee in a lift as far over towards the other knee as possible. So it's a lift and a bring over. Lift and bring over. Almost like there's an invisible X in front of you and you're trying to follow the track of that X. Alright, now, these were the initial 3 exercises we've gone over. I'd like you to try to do these on a daily basis at the recommended repetitions that I'm going to give you. And if you have any questions, let me know through email or phone call. The initial time that you perform these throughout the day, they may cause a little bit of some pain. What I'd like you to try to understand is that through repetition, you want to own these motions and you want to observe whether or not changes occur, whether or not you feel like they're getting easier the more you repeat them, or if the pain decreases. So that's it for today. I'll see you later this week, and we'll keep this moving forward. Take care.